I'm so glad you're with us. I want to talk to you for a few minutes about the idea of a life philosophy. You see, we all have a life philosophy. It may be an active philosophy, an inactive philosophy. It may be a philosophy that you've given a lot of thought, and it may be one that you just kind of allow things to happen. But either way, whichever way it works out for you, we all have a life philosophy. As followers of Jesus, God has given us in His Word some guidelines, some structure for our life philosophy. Now, not every follower of Jesus or every believer in Jesus follows those guidelines or follows that structure or builds their life on that foundation. But as followers of Jesus, you would think that it would make rational sense that since God created the world, and since God knows all things, past, present, future, that we would look to Him to guide us in our lives, and we would build the philosophy of our life upon His Word and His truth. So we've been going through the book of Philippians and how to live life in gear, how to live life in the forward position. And we get to a verse in Philippians that we addressed a few days ago that says that therefore, so we want to know what the there is for, right? So what is the therefore? The therefore is, since God has done so much for you, since there is so much that God has blessed you with, since ultimately God has blessed you with the greatest gift of all, and that is the gift of salvation, then there are some ideas or some principles, some foundational truths that we are to build our life upon. And he says the greatest one is this, that we are to work out our salvation. Another way I like to say that is that we are to live out our salvation, that we are to learn from the Father through the Spirit what Jesus came to teach us, and that we are to apply that to our everyday life. And since God is the author of life, it would be kind of just a rational thought, you would think, to look to Him as the guide and as the giver of wisdom when it comes to our personal philosophy of life. And so we are to work out our salvation or live it out each and every day according to His plan with a sense of respect and accountability to the Father, as we would to an earthly father or to an earthly authority figure. So since God has done so much for you in that He sent His only begotten Son to die on the cross for your sins and offered you forgiveness that you did not deserve, and on top of forgiveness offered you the opportunity to become part of His family and to ultimately one day live in His presence in a restored creation, if you will, then because He's done all those things for you, then let us be wise and live out our faith and work out our faith according to His principles, so that our lives not only produce joy and peace and abundance for us, but it also serves as a light to a world that is lost and to a world that is wicked and crooked and perverse. So, as we dive into Philippians, let us explore together. One, remember what Christ has done, the therefore. And secondly, how do we live this out each and every day? How do we apply it so that we live as a true ambassador of the one who saved us? I want to encourage you to just dive in to explore what it means to work it out, what it means to live out your salvation in the places where you live, work, and play. I hope that this study will be challenging to you this week. God bless you. Have a great Grow Group.